familia, it's Alex. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. So today I am doing a palette bingo with the new Colourpop and Raw Kristi Beauty collaboration at First Sight palette. I have shared a post on my Instagram of this palette, and I will be sharing swatches with you guys today. As you guys know, this is going to be a palette bingo, kind of like a overview. Technically, it's a first impression of this specific palette, but as you guys know, I have a drawer full of Colourpop shadows. So I already know the formula, I already know what to expect. So it's kind of like a first impression, I already know what to expect kind of thing. It's not like I've never tried this brand before to say that I am weary. Just by swatching them when I already kind of have a feeling of this is basically the same formula that they've had all along. So if you own any Colourpop palettes, singles, you know what to expect out of this palette. We're gonna go ahead and get started, obviously. But first, if you're new to my channel, welcome to the familia. My name is Alejandra. I'm an eyeshadow enthusiast with a touch of Japan. That is something that interests you. Subscribe, join us. And now without further ado, let's get on with this palette bingo. Yeah, palette bingo. I know I did say that we're doing palette bingo, but you guys, honestly, I just want to play with it. So I'm just going to go ahead and play with it. This palette has 10 mattes and 2 shimmers, so the chances of me getting a shimmer is very slim, and it's going to be an all matte look. And if anything tells you, like I said, the subculture, it's going to get muddy if I don't be careful. So I'm just going to go ahead and play with it. And we're just going to chit chat a little bit, shall we? I'm going to start off with this matte yellow called Chanterelle. I don't know. I didn't watch her video to know what the names are. You guys know that I'm going to go ahead and just place this here. You guys will see what I do. So we're going to put this here. I'm trying to switch it up to see what I can do. So I'm just gonna grab this yellow and just blow it out right here. See what comes up. And I'm gonna concentrate it just here. So this, I didn't get her first collaboration. So this is my only collaboration that I purchased from her. The pure one, I was like, about. And then with the whole fiasco, to be honest with you, I forgot that it was getting released. And then when I went to go see if I can even get it, and I heard all the frustration from everyone, I said, nope. Not doing it. So I never bought her first one, and I knew that this one with Colourpop would be a little bit better because Colourpop tends to, I don't know, constantly release things. So I feel like they are a lot better at the whole entire releasing situation, sort of. So I'm happy that I was able to get it, but this took a while. Typically, Colourpop doesn't take as long as it did to come to my house, so I felt like this took a while. All right, now I'm gonna go in with Puffball right here. We're gonna put that with a loose brush on this part. Ooh, that's like a brown with a hint of like a green. It's more brown on my skin tone when I see it. It's very pretty though. So far, just by first impression of this palette, looking at it and everything, I really do like it. Like, this is a beautiful grungy palette. And obviously you guys will be seeing on the screen the swatches of this actual palette. You guys seem to like this the way I swatched it last time, so I kept it the same way. All right, now I'm going to go in with Evergreen. I am dying to play with this one. This one right here, Evergreen. I'm gonna use my finger and we're gonna put this here. I'll place it here first with my finger and then go in with a brush to kind of clean it up a little bit. I feel like my finger's picking it up though. That's odd. Let me see. Like, I feel like my finger's picking up the actual shadow instead of placing it. So let me use a fluffy brush and see if this helps. That's weird. Maybe if I wet it. Let's try wetting it. All right, that's a little bit better. So it seems like with this one, you gotta wet it because it's like crumbly. It's the oddest thing. And it won't stick, and as you try to build up the color, it just picks up on its own and takes away from it. So weird, huh? I did not end up getting any type of, what do you call it? Any type of hard pan on that, so that's good. Now I'm gonna go in. I want to do something specific, so I think I'm just gonna go in with Rainer, which is this orangey right here, because I'm gonna use one of these shadows as an actual, whoa, that is pigmented, as an actual liner. So we're gonna just put this here. Very, very pigmented. This orange is no joke. And this is more like a red orange. Still pretty. Just gonna try to blend in these two shades. And I'm gonna go in with Emerald City, which is right here, as an actual wing liner. So let's see how this goes. This might be... Okay, let's see if I can do the same thing over here. Take off this tape. Guys, now I don't like that whole line, so I'm just going to buff it all out. For the lower lash line, I'm going to start out with mixing these two together right here to kind of tie the look a little bit. All right, you guys, so this is what the look like so far. I'm just gonna do my mascara and then I'll show you guys the final look. So let's talk about this palette, shall we, you guys? So this is the look. I really did like how it turned out. There's a little bit of twerks in here, but that's okay. I can work with them. Now, as you guys know, as I mentioned in the beginning, this is kind of like the Subculture palette where you have to be careful, especially down all these mattes right over here. If you aren't careful, it can become muddy. Now the look that I came out with, I kind of mixed both and I could see like right out here I was starting to get a little bit muddy, so I stopped blending it out. You're gonna have to know how to place these shadows and not blend out too much. Place them and blend out gently. You're gonna use multiple brushes in order to do that. If you use the same brush for everything, you're gonna end up with a muddy look. So I would recommend have a lot of brushes in handy if you're going to try to concentrate more on the deeper side. As far as these go, I can tell you now that they are flaky. They feel flaky. The gold one is a little bit better, but this evergreen one is more of a flaky shadow. So even in the swatches, this one was a little bit harder to notice. And I feel like you're going to have to wet it. You saw on camera that you're gonna have to wet it in order for it to give you the impact that you want. Kind of reminds me of the single shadow Tea Garden, I believe it's called, or Snake Eyes. I can't remember what it was called from Colourpop, but that's very similar to it. It has some sort of shift to it, but it's very slight. It's not like a duochrome or really one that when you move your eyes, you can really tell. As far as the other shades that I used, especially this top row, I think this top row is gonna be rather easy. It's more warmer tones up here, so it's gonna be a lot easier to use. The shadows that I used were all super pigmented, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Again, it's a good thing because it'll show up, but you got to be careful because it may end up being muddy. I personally like this palette. I love the color story. I love Colourpop's I love their shadow formula, so I have no problem with it. I can work with it. I can make it work. I think it's beautiful. This just pulls, like I mentioned in my Instagram, it pulls to my grungy heartstrings. I love this. I think she did a great job. Do I have this? Yes, I do. I probably have this palette color scheme over and over and over, but I still love it. I still love it, and I love the fact that I could have it in this formula. If you felt like the Subculture was a little bit too hard for you to work with and you prefer this formula, here's an option for you. You can get this one, and it works a little better. It's inexpensive. You could pop these out if you want to. You can put in your own. I love this shadow right here. I'm dying to play around with this shadow. I think this one is a liner. liner looked absolutely beautiful. It really shows up, and that's what I love. I personally don't like a shadow that is too dark and then it looks black on my eye, or it doesn't transfer as the shade that it is in the pan. And this one, when you look at it, you could tell that I am wearing this color. It doesn't look black, it doesn't look muddy, it doesn't look like it just faded into the rest of the look. You can really tell that I have a blue liner, and I love that. Whenever I do a liner with a shadow, I want it to transfer exactly what you see in the pan, and that's exactly what I got. I got a lot of powder kick up with these, you guys, so bear in mind, I would highly recommend do your eyes first and then your face, so that way you can clean up the fallout, or tap off your brush. I had a lot of fallout on my desk from tapping off my brush so I wouldn't get it all over my face. And that's typical with Colourpop shadows. That's just my overview of this palette. As you guys know, I'm not a fan too much of first impressions. That's why I was hesitant on calling it a first impression, because it's a first impression with this specific palette, but I already am so familiar with the formula that I kind of knew what to expect and knew what to go into. You guys will see this palette again. I will be doing another ranking of palette purchases that I did from the month of September all the way to December, and this palette will be in there. Follow me on my Instagram, because in my Insta stories I share with you guys my daily looks. So this will be something I will be continuing to use. I am going to use this for Thanksgiving. I will be using this throughout the whole entire weekend. I like to at least get a minimum of 3 different looks, if not more, because I just love to really get the full effect of each palette that I purchased. So if you want to see more looks where I incorporate other maybe shimmery shadows with this palette, just follow me on my Insta stories. I have fun stuff there anyway, and I show you a lot of things about Leo. So that's all I gotta say about this palette. I do like it. If anything that I mentioned to you guys is something that you're interested in, go ahead. I think that they will be restocking it shortly. I don't think it's something that they're not gonna restock, because it was such a good hit. And I do love this whole entire decor, like how she picked this out. It's so pretty. It just suits the whole entire palette. It really does make me feel like I'm in the forest. I'm in there with mushrooms and flowers and evergreens and the sun. I can picture it all in my head. It looks so pretty. I do love it all. This is my first thing that I purchased that is in collaboration with her, and the color story just spoke to me. That's one of the main reasons why I purchased it. Not just because of her, but because of the color story, and I love the Colourpop formula. So that's it, you guys. That's all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope nobody's disappointed I didn't do a palette bingo. I ended up using 5 shadows anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shadows anyway, but I wanted it to be my terms this time. I wanted to have fun and play with it, because I knew I wasn't gonna get a colorful, like a shimmery shadow, due to the fact there's 10 mattes. I'll link this down in the description box. Let me know if you picked it up. I know they are in delay, and a few of my content creators have yet to get theirs, and I'm excited to see what they come up with. So anyway, that's all I gotta say for you guys. I'll put more videos right over here for your enjoyment. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you are in the States. I will catch you guys on Friday with a chill video, just because it's Black Friday. We're all gonna have full bellies and relax. So bye, guys.